道草を楽しみ、大いにね。欲しいものより大切なものがきっとそっちに転がってる。
James' words are, in a way, an encapsulation of the themes of Hunter x Hunter. But those themes were more completely captured in what I consider to be Hunter x Hunter's most irrelevant and best arc, the Chimera Ant arc. Before you hit the dislike button, hear me out. Despite being the longest story arc in the manga, and one of the most widely beloved story arcs at that, the Chimera Ant arc is the one most disconnected from the main plot of Hunter x Hunter, where we follow Gon's quest to find his father. Here, after Jing's meddling causes the boys' efforts to find him to turn moot, they get swept up in a massive new plot that would take them to places they could have never imagined. It is essentially a side quest that levels up the characters as they go along before they finally finish the game. Before this, almost every arc was relevant to Gon's quest to find his father. And yes, I am aware that Gon and Killua do also get stronger in the Chimera Ant arc, but there's a fine distinction between the arc that introduces the power they need for the rest of the story and the one that helps them refine those powers, especially when Gon immediately found his father afterwards without needing to use those powers he refined. And despite this, the Chimera Ant arc has some of the best moments in the series. Killua ripping out the needle, Gon's descent into darkness, Meruem, this moment.
貴様は、そう、貴様は積んでいたのだ。初めから。
Despite the fact that the Chimera Ant arc is so disconnected from the main goal of the story, it still provided us with an excellent story full of things we could have never seen had we stuck to the main focus of the story. But instead, we took a detour into wild territory, and the story is all the better for it. And the thing is, this doesn't really come out of nowhere. The series has always been chock full of little detours from the main plot, and even when what was happening is directly connected to the story being told, the goal is hardly what we focus on. The Chimera Ant arc is unique in that it's the first detour that is an entire story arc of world-shattering proportions, and yet is the longest in the story as Togashi makes use of the unrestrained nature of the arc to fully explore all of its characters and themes until we come to enjoy the detour as much as we would the main drive of the story, the main goal.